yeah. Women of the Caribbean, rising higher. The sky isn't even the limit. Girl power has us all in it. We surely making our mark, shining a light in the dark. Oh, women of the Caribbean, rising higher. Yeah. We've healed the stars, now we're shooting stars, not just here for the ride. Moving with decency and pride. Women of the Caribbean, rising higher. Yeah, yeah. Women of the Caribbean, rising higher. The sky isn't even the limit. Girl power has us all in it. We surely making our mark, shining a light in the dark. Oh, women of the Caribbean, rising higher. Yeah. We've healed the stars, now we're shooting stars, not just here for the ride. Moving with decency and pride. Women of the Caribbean, rising higher. Yeah, yeah. Women of the Caribbean, rising higher. The sky isn't even the limit. Girl power has us all in it. We surely making our mark, shining a light in the dark. Oh, women of the Caribbean, rising higher. Yeah. We've healed the stars, now we're shooting stars, not just here for the ride. Moving with decency and pride. Women of the Caribbean, rising higher. Yeah, yeah. Women of the Caribbean, rising higher. The sky isn't even the limit. Girl power has us all in it. We surely making our mark, shining a light in the dark. Oh, women of the Caribbean, rising higher. Yeah. We've healed the stars, now we're shooting stars, not just here for the ride. Moving with decency and pride. Women of the Caribbean, rising higher. Yeah, yeah. Women of
Good Spice Isle afternoon to you, and welcome to day 6 of the 5th ECCB International Netball Series right here in St. Grenada. This evening we have a wonderful lineup, a wonderful matchup. It's the Vincent Jewels versus the Piton Sparks. Yes, you have it correct. It's St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and of course they will be going up against St. Lucia. Will it be Lucia pressure? Will it be the Vincent Jewels? Only time will tell. We await the start of the game, and of course you just heard the umpire's whistle, and we're going to go and start the commentary just for you. But in case you are wondering, my name is Stacey and Lake, and of course if you're joining us from WPG 10, ZIZ, or of course ABS, stay put. We have lots of netball action for you right here. So, of course, we hear just now the teams doing their pump, their cheer, and they're getting ready to go. And, of course, we are also very excited. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, they have been on a roll. They have been going through as the 17th ranked team. And, of course, St. Lucia is a 35. I have with me the beautiful, I'll let her introduce herself to you, and she will be assisting me this afternoon. Do we say girl power? Go ahead.
Yes, girl power. Hi, Stacey. Thank you so much. I'm Safia Paul from the Simply Beautiful Island of St. Lucia. Happy to be here with Stacey and to keep us locked in for the coverage of netball today.
Thank you so much, Sophia. And the starters whistle went, and of course, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, they have possession. They're trying to get it as quick as possible to their top shooter. We're talking about Mary and Frederick, but Lucia Pressure would have stepped in and intercepted the ball. Gonna give you a quick rundown of the lineup. In goal shoot, we have Mary and Frederick. In goal attack, we have Christiana Christopher. Wing attack, we have co-captain with Frederick, that's Davis. In center, we have Miller. Wing defense, we have Laborde. Goal defense, we have Quao. And goalkeeper, that's Charles. St. Lucia tries to take a shot, and of course, their goal shooter gonna take the penalty. She misses. Charles is battling for it, and Charles gets it. St. Lucia's lineup.
All right, for St. Lucia, we have goal shooter Maxwell, goal attack co-captain Destang, wing attack Felix, center Alexander, wing defense Dorvius, goal defense Samuel, and goal keep is the co-captain Marshall.
Of course, co-captain Marshall and goal defense Samuel, they are putting up a fight down in the circle as we see another turnover by the St. Vincent team. St. Lucia's center to the goal shooter. Goal shooter make a sweet bounce pass into the goal attack. And just like that, yes, she did.
You know, we like to call it the Battle of the Saints.
You got that one right. First point on the board, and it is to St. Lucia. Christopher has it. She looks for Laborde. Then to co-captain Davis. Try to do a nice little lob into Frederick. Frederick gets a penalty. And St. Vincent is on the board. St. Lucia going down to their circle. Charles got a little touch, but it wasn't enough to hold on to. And so goal shooter Maxwell, she makes a nice pass over to the Stang, goes up, and just like that, St. Lucia is moving.
All right, now we have our center pass from St. Vincent. Oh, steal from St. Lucia. Going down to the attacking third, we have center. Going on to goal attack. Will they convert? All right. And the goal attack is about to convert.
That's 3-1, the score right now between St. Lucia and St. Vincent. St. Lucia's up, and they have the center pass. Goal defense, she's looking. She had to take a long look to find someone. Wasn't able to. St. Vincent now has it, and they're going down. Christopher to Laborde. Back to Christopher. She looks at Frederick. Not comfortable. So she passes it to Davis, who gives it back to Christopher. A nice little lob over to Frederick. And she does what she does best, which is convert to a goal. St. Vincent's on the roll again. Co-captain Davis tries to get it down, but of course it's intercepted by St. Lucia.
What's up?
Turnover there, and St. Vincent has it. They're trying to penetrate the defense of St. Lucia to get it to their top shooter. That's Frederick. She held that one, which was almost going outside. And just like that, the scores are now leveled. 3 apiece, St. Lucia, St. Vincent.
It's a keenly contested one we've seen, right?
Keenly contested
yes,
so far.
Everyone is coming out with the pressure. We like to see it. Good netball, good play.
And this is what the first quarter is normally about. You get to get a little feel of your opponent just to see what you might need to change.
We have a turnover there from St. Lucia. St. Vincent now attacking.
Goalkeeper Charles has been very effective for St. Vincent throughout this competition. She continues to get the touches, the tips, and restricts the teams, which has been instrumental in St. Vincent being able
and
to
we have a
clean
turnover
slate.
again. It's been going up and down.
St. Lucia taking their time. Goal shooter now has it. She misses. Would almost seem like a pass to the goal attack. Ooh, the wing attack tried to get it back to the shooter, but the elevation of Kwao intercepted that. St. Vincent is going down. Frederick again. She goes up.
And she scores.
The usual. St. Vincent has now taken the lead by 1 point.
And it's St. Vincent's center pass.
A long lob over. Frederick tries to hold it, but it was just not high enough for her. And so St. Lucia's goalkeeper got a tip, and she will get the free pass. Wing defense, St. Lucia. Center, St. Lucia. Goal attack, St. Lucia. Penalty pass or shot. Goal shooter will take it. She bounces it to the goal attack, who makes it so easy.
Converts.
Based on how close she is.
And now they're tied.
Again, the score is leveled.
St. Lucia center. Onto a wing attack. To the goal attack. Onto the goal shooter, who goes. Obstruction called on the umpire. Let's see. And she converts. St. Lucia is up now 5-4 in favor of St. Lucia. Vinci center pass.
Davis comes to collect. Can't find anyone, so she goes back to Kwao. Davis now tries to send it long down to Miller. But of course, the St. Lucian would have intercepted. And in the process,
she got into the fence there.
She went into the fence.
That just goes to show. She's the one, she plays with a lot of heart.
But she is good. She is good.
Out.
She's bouncing and
she's
back
the
up.
MVP from last year, actually, of the tournament. Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful. And just to let you know that last year when the two teams met in this competition, St. Vincent got the upper hand at 56-45. So we can definitely expect a keenly contested game between these two. Lucia's going down. The goal attack has it. She sends it back to the center. She will get a free pass. She's looking. Sends it to the goal shooter, who looks at the goal attack, but she says, no, I'll take the shot. And she makes it good. And just like that, St. Lucia is back up by 1. Miller with the center pass for St. Vincent. She looks for Christopher. Back to Miller. Miller looks for Frederick. She sends that one high enough. No touch by St. Lucia. And St. Vincent levels the score.
St. Lucia center pass. To the wing attack, to the goal shooter, and into the goal attack. Will she convert? Yes, she does.
She does, and she was left all alone by St. Vincent. Changes being made right now for St. Vincent. Pompey is coming in at goal defense, and Kwao is moving to the wing defense with Laborde taking a rest. Davis has it. Goes to Christopher. Back to Davis. She looks for Frederick. Not yet comfortable. Miller looks. No, she's not either. Davis looks And she makes it so easy into Frederick. And Frederick does her due. Scores are leveled. 7 apiece. Wing attack for St. Lucia to the wing defense, to the center. The center looks for the shooter. A touch there by Pompey as she comes in, but it's not enough. And the goal attack for St. Lucia, she gets it back.
All right, St. Lucia is leading now, and we have a center pass by St. Vincent. All right, they had a little fumble there, but they've regained control. Let's see, into the goal shooter, and she catches and she converts. Now we've leveled again. It's going level up, up, down, keenly contested. Let's see. All right, into the goal shooter for St. Lucia, to her center, to the goal attack, and she attempts for a goal, and she scores.
Goal attack, the Stang seem to be moving so swift that St. Vincent is not able to stay with her. So Pompey got to stay just a little bit closer to the Stang if she wants to start reducing the number of goals she's converting.
All right, and we're leveled again.
This is what I expect from the first quarter. Up and down scoreline. And wait for the second or the third quarter for someone to take it away. Good touch there by Miller, the center, to send it out of bounds for St. Lucia to inbound it to the wing attack, who bounces it to the goal shooter, and a swift low pass over to the goal attack. And she's not afraid to score it. And again, St. Lucia takes the lead, 1 up for St. Vincent with St. Vincent center pass. And if we're to follow the trend, Safia, St. Vincent should score this one.
Right? That's what they've been doing, which is what we're supposed to be doing in netball, right? Convert your center pass. That's what they tell us.
That's right. And Frederick, she does just that.
All right. And St. Lucia center pass. Let's see if they too will convert. All right, into the wing defense, down to the goal attack. She's looking. Obstruction call on the wing defense. Penalty pass to St. Lucia, to the center, down to the stolen by the goalkeeper. St. Vincent is now moving on up to their attacking third center. And an infringement is called, another turnover.
Not able to keep her footing at all. So
St. Lucia gets another opportunity to convert their center pass.
Do.
Let's see if they'll do it this time. Into the wing attack.
A long one over. I'm not sure who she was expecting to catch that one, because Destin was far up, and also Maxwell was up some more. But Charles, St. Vincent now has it to Quao, to Pompey.
All right, let's see if St. Vincent is on the attack now. Into her goal attack, and she looks to the circle, and she finds her. Let's see. And, of course, she converts. Now we have St. Vincent up 1, and it's their center pass. We were just talking about converting your center. That's when you start to see, you know, people taking a little lead because they convert the other person's center pass, and now they're converting their own. So St. Vincent is up by 2.
12-10.
And it's St. Lucia's center pass.
12-10 is the score right now with St. Vincent up. Center pass is for St. Lucia. But, of course, they were not able to make an effective pass, and they would have turned it over. So St. Vincent now has the ball up to the transverse line. She passes it to Davis. Davis looks at Frederick as if to say, it's coming to you, get ready. But Davis was not able, Frederick rather, was not able to hold on to it. And now St. Lucia gets it, but hey, they've just sent it right back to St. Vincent.
Yep.
Beautiful shot there by Christopher to take the lead to 13-10. That's the score, and St. Vincent now has the ball going down to the circle. An easy one to Frederick. She tries to catch her balance. They send it to Christopher, and Christiana's going up. She misses, but guess what? Frederick is there to clean it up, and she scores.
Okay, St. Vincent is leading by 4 now. St. Lucia center pass to her goal attack. Defense to the wing attack. into the goal shooter, who looks to see no help, so she goes back to the wing attack. Back again.
Beautiful touch there by Quao to intercept the ball. Now St. Vincent has it. Davis, co-captain, she looks for Christopher. Christopher doesn't waste any time in terms of passing it to Frederick. She gets it back, she goes up, and she scores. In case you're just joining us, just to let you know, this is the first quarter of the matchup between St. Vincent and the Grenadines and St. Lucia. At the moment, St. Vincent, they are leading 15-10. And they have possession. Co-captain Davis, a nice little lob over to Frederick, and Frederick just beautifully converts it.
All right, and St. Lucia's in possession. Wing attack couldn't find everybody in this attacking, so she turned back, going to the goal attack, trying to get somebody in the circle. She finds her goal shooter, and she converts. St. Lucia, 11, St. Vincent, 16. Center pass, St. Vincent.
Christopher has the ball. She looks for Pompey across the line. Back to Christopher. She watches Frederick, but she says no. So she sends it to Davis, and Davis makes a nice low pass to Frederick, and Frederick converts that one. And right now, St. Vincent seems to be taking and etching their way from St. Lucia. And another turnover. St. Vincent now on the move. Pompey tries to get it to Christopher. An infringement is called against the goalkeeper, which now leaves St. Lucia outmatched with 2 attackers against 1 defender. Christopher has it. And she misses, but Frederick.
There was an infringement.
It's called back. She goes again. She misses again. But that's why Frederick is there to support her and to clean it up when it doesn't go that way. Couple seconds remaining in this game. And there goes the umpire's whistle. The end of the first quarter. Vincent Jewels are up by 7. 18-11 is the score as the 17th ranked St. Vincent and the Grenadines take on St. Lucia, ranked 35. Sophia, how do you see the first quarter? For me, I had expected it to be ding-dong, score for score.
Yes.
And it was going that way in the first part.
Right.
But it seems as if St. Vincent said, no, we don't have time to waste for that. And they just started going away.
Yeah. So as you rightfully said, in the beginning, we saw it going basically ding-dong, one for, everybody scoring their center pass. And towards the end, St. Vincent went ahead and said, we're starting to take the lead. So we'll see what happens in the next quarter. They maintain the lead or St. Lucia picks up, but right now it's no longer ding-dong.
It's no longer ding-dong. But unless St. Lucia can find their Lucia pressure to come back into this game, then of course I expect St. Vincent to just run away with it and just keep going. A correction to the score, it's been confirmed to be 17-11. 17-11 in favor of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Again, just to give you a rundown, St. Vincent has been unbeaten thus far in this competition. They have faced the invitees. They have also faced the competition teams, and they would have defeated Barbados, which is expected to be their real rival right now when it comes into ranking. And of course, Barbados is an invitee in this tournament. They defeated Barbados last night in what would have seemed a keenly contested goal-for-goal game, but somewhere along the line they went ahead and it just ended 65-53 in favor of the Vincent Jewels. Again, they met Cayman and they just defeated them again, 53-43. They came up against Montserrat and they demolished them. 92-10 was the score. Then they faced, of course, Dominica, the Commonwealth of Dominica, 57-40. They faced invitees Guyana, and again, they would have edged close to the century, scoring 93-16. What will the score be in this game?
In this game, well, as of now, it's 17-11. We'll see who keeps on the pressure or who brings on the pressure.
So again, this is the coverage of the game between St. Vincent and the Grenadines and St. Lucia in the 5th ECCB International Netball Series right here in St. George, Grenada. We have beautiful weather today. We are so thankful.
Grateful, yes.
And we can see a little wind coming over just to cool down the humidity that the players are facing right now. And of course, later we know it's going to get even cooler and much better for them. You can see the flags just swaying. So as the players, as the umpires refresh themselves, so we are going to do. And then we'll be right back with more live coverage, netball action, Tanteen, Grenada.
The Caribbean, rising higher. The sky isn't even the limit. Girl power has us all in it. We surely making our mark, shining a light in the dark. Oh, women of the Caribbean, rising higher. Yeah. We've healed the scars, now we're shooting stars, not just here for the ride. Moving with decency and pride.
Welcome back to this, the live coverage of the game between St. Vincent and the Grenadines and St. Lucia. And of course, we want to first make a correction. We just went to confirm. And the score is in fact 18-11 in favor of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. St. Lucia with the center pass to the wing attack. Wing attack tries to get it down, but a touch there from Miller puts it out of court. Inbound now by the center for St. Lucia. She sends it back to the goal defense. Looks for the wing attack. Center tries to find the stang, trying to get closer to the pole. She goes up for a long one, and it's a beautiful shot. And just like that, they're now up to 12. Quao has the ball for St. Vincent. Passes it over to Miller. Miller looks at Frederick. Tried to get it up, but it was not enough. And so Lucia is going down. Goal defense. Tries to get it to the wing attack. There's some tussle. Ooh, they managed to save it, but of course sends it straight into the arms of St. Vincent. Davis, co-captain, passes it to Miller. Christopher has it. She steps to make the shot. And with confidence,
she converts.
She does just that.
All right, center pass for St. Lucia. She gives it onto her goal defense, onto her wing attack. And a long shot out, intercepted by the goal defense. Throw into St. Lucia. Near the goal circle. Testang with possession. All right, center got a possession again. Contact call from the umpire. Destang, will she score? Okay, she got another chance to get closer to the goal, and she converts. The score is now 13-19 in favor of St. Vincent.
Center pass to St. Vincent. Davis has it. She looks, sends it across, back into the center third. Miller now has it in the goal third. She finds Christopher, sends a long one to Frederick. And she does what she does best, which is ensure the golden score, bringing her team to 20 and the lead to 7. Lucia's center pass, the wing attack has it to the goal defense. She's looking, not able to find anyone because of Vincent Jules has that, they have that midcourt locked. Christopher has it, a swift one to Frederick. I don't think she expected it to have so much power coming to her. She smiled at it.
Right.
Goal defense for St. Lucia. Tries to make a line pass to the wing attack. It will be a free pass because Quao would have caused a contact. The wing attack now has it. She tried to balance herself and send it, but St. Vincent got a free ball right there, but they were not able to keep it. Must be touched in the center third before it can go to the goal third. They weren't able to do that. St. Lucia has it again. Maxwell across to the center, who does a quick 1-2 and passes it to Destang. Destang tries to find Maxwell, was not successful, and St. Vincent is on the roll. Miller has it. She sends it up to Frederick. I don't think that was enough for Frederick. It was just a little bit too low to allow the goalkeeper to get her hands on it. And the goalkeeper for St. Lucia looks for the goal defense. The contact is called. It's against St. Vincent, so St. Lucia now has it. Seem to be making a whole lot of turnovers right now, St. Lucia. But they get to keep it. Try to send a long one into Maxwell. There's some fumble, but she's able to hold it. She sends it out, gets it back. Infringement called on Pompey. Goal shooter takes the penalty shot.
And she converts.
And she converts.
Center pass to St. Lucia. Oh, center pass to St. Vincent. Contact on the wing defense. Into the goal attack. Into the goal shooter, but a little too long for her to hold on to it. St. Lucia gets that turnover. Let's see if they'll convert. Goalkeeper at the line. And she finds her goal defense. Into the wing attack. Goal defense again. Out of court.
Touched there by the center, Miller for St. Vincent. The lobs are not seem to be coming that effective to Marianne as they're accustomed to. And because of that, she's not able to hold on to them to convert. Out of court there. And the goal third for St. Lucia. And Charles, the goalkeeper for St. Vincent, inbounds the ball to Miller, the center. She's looking. She finds co-captain Davis, who comes to help. Then to Christopher. St. Vincent right now is just taking their time and going up. Little by little, looking for their players. And going up. Now at the edge of their goal circle. A quick pass into Frederick. And the goal is given, which allows St. Vincent to move to 21. St. Lucia, 14, with their center pass. To the Stang, look straight ahead to Maxwell, then back to the center, and a quick backdoor pass to the Stang. She goes up,
and she converts.
And she's able to score that one. Some changes coming right now for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Pompey is going to wing defense. Kwao is coming off. And we have a new goal defense. An unbalanced throw there, but Frederick cleans it up. Now the center sends it to Davis, and Frederick comes back quickly to the back door. And she's able to shoot. St. Lucia has the ball. Maxwell has it. She looks for the Stang. Ooh, it's just a little bit too much. And she's not able to hold on to it.
But I think she got a call there from the umpire.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I think
So
it was
they
obstruction
have the
on the goal
opportunity
defense.
For a penalty pass or shot, she takes the shot.
And she misses.
And she misses.
So throw into St. Vincent. Goalkeeper at the line. Let's see if they will convert.
Pompey, the wing defense, has it. She passes it back to Charles. Charles sends it to the goal defense. Then into the midcourt is the ball. But there is a collision between
two players.
Two St. Vincent players. Wing attack rather, co-captain Davis. And the goal defense. And now St. Lucia has it. Wing attack. She's looking to give it back to the Stang, who very much enjoys moving through that back door. And right into her comfort spot.
Nice shot there by the Stang.
And she scores.
Our score now, 22-16 in favor of St. Vincent.
Pompey to Christopher. To Davis. But the wing defense of St. Lucia says, no way. This Stang has it. She sends it to the wing attack. A nice overpass to Maxwell, who sends it back out. Maxwell now has it. She is trying to take her shot. And she scores. So St. Lucia right now would have scored 7 in this quarter. St. Vincent would have scored 4. And St. Lucia has the ball. There is the Stang again, trying to go through the back door. This time it didn't work.
There was an infringement on the wing attack, it seems.
Yes, and Charles now has it. Sends it to Miller. Sends it to co-captain Davis, who looks for Christopher. Christopher looks at Frederick, but says no, so she sends it to Pompey. Miller now has it, looks at Frederick, sends it. And through the back came the goal defense for St. Lucia. But that will allow St. Vincent to get a penalty pass or shot. And I think I know what Frederick will do. Just that. She will shoot the ball.
All right. She's leading, right, in the whole tournament. Most goals scored.
Yes, she
does. So that's
does.
what we expect.
That's what we expect. And that is her role as the goal shooter. St. Lucia has made some changes again.
Yes.
A new wing attack.
In comes Ferdinand.
Pompey has the ball for a free pass. St. Vincent, she sends it to Miller. Not comfortable with what she sees ahead. So she sends it back to Pompey. Pompey looks to Miller, looks at Frederick, but then sees Christopher coming through the back door. She tries to send it. Touched out of court by St. Lucia, with Miller to take the throw in. A nice catch there by Davis. Sends to Christopher, then to Miller. Ooh, she tries to send it back to Christopher, but there is St. Lucia's goal defense with that hot hands, and she sends it outside. Inbound St. Vincent. Pompey has it. Over to co-captain Davis. She looks at Frederick and say, it's coming.
Oh, nice catch there.
And she sends
and
it
she
over
converts.
to Frederick. Yes. The lead is by 7 right now. 24-17 in favor of St. Vincent. St. Lucia has the center pass.
All right, St. Lucia is throwing in a center into the goal attack. Wing attack, back to the goal attack, and they're playing a little obstruction there from the goal defense. Goal attack in possession, and the goalkeeper steals. St. Vincent now in possession. Moving up court from the goal defense onto the center. Now in possession. Christopher, goal attack. Back to her wing defense, and up to a goal shooter who came out of her circle. And intercepted by the goal defense, but St. Vincent is still in possession.
Definitely some hot hands there by the goal defense of St. Lucia.
Absolutely. It looks like they got a turnover here.
Yes, they
St.
did.
Lucia in possession. Goal defense and wing attack helping each other out there. Back to the center. Goal shooter came out to assist. Goal attack is down there in the circle. Goalkeeper with that long stretch. Replay by the goal shooter. St. Vincent in possession. Wing attack down to the goal defense. Up to the center. And wing attack. Center. The wing attack tried to steal that one. Oh, center on the ground of St. Lucia. St. Vincent moving on to their circle and attacking. Obstruction call there on the goalkeeper and on the goal defense as well. Goal attack, taking the shot. She misses. Frederick does what she does, right? She took it and she scored.
Cleans it up perfectly for her team. 25-17 is the score. St. Vincent has possession. Pompey, the wing defense, looks at Davis, then to Christopher. A long one into Frederick. She holds it, does a layup. She misses, tries to come back for the rebound. But, oh no, the goalkeeper for
nice
St.
athleticism
Lucia.
there.
Very much
love
so.
to see it.
And the wing defense for St. Lucia, she passes on to the wing attack.
The debutant, the wing attack debutant, her first time in a senior tournament as well.
I think I saw her playing a goal attack position in one game also.
Right, right. She's quite versatile.
The Stang makes a shot, but it's not effective. And so it goes outside. Inbound for St. Vincent by Charles. Wing attack now has the ball. She got a bump there from the wing defense. And so a penalty pass will be given in the center court. Pompey takes it, sends it to Davis. Davis looks to Frederick. It's coming. Frederick goes up, and Frederick scores.
That brings her team to 26 and St. Lucia 17. Center pass St. Lucia. She looks for a wing attack and she finds her. And stolen by the wing attack into the goal shooter who converts mistake by St. Lucia. Center pass St. Vincent.
Davis, the wing attack, has it. She lobs it over to Frederick. And Frederick does what she enjoys doing the most. The lead has now widened to 11. In the first quarter, it was 7. Now it is 11. St. Lucia have it. Destang has the ball. She does a quick pass over to Maxwell. Maxwell goes up and score, reducing the lead
to 10. Score 28-18 in favor of St. Vincent.
Davis collected the center pass and sent a long one into Frederick. And Frederick was able to just pop it up and got the goal. These goals are coming swift, quickly. No wasting of time by these players. St. Lucia had it, still have it. They will get a free pass. The center takes it. She sends it to Maxwell across to the wing attack. Then she sends a nice little one to this Stang, not comfortable with where she is. And so Maxwell stretches out, takes the shot.
She converts.
And Maxwell and her team, they're getting closer to the 20 mark. But St. Lucia, St. Vincent, they have possession. And they're trying to break through the defense of St. Lucia and get closer to a shooting position. And a quick pass to Frederick. And there's no wasting of time by St. Vincent. They want to wrap this up very quickly. And that's how fast they're moving. St. Lucia's goal defense to the wing attack. Too quickly to Maxwell. Maxwell not comfortable. She's trying to make a pass over. But it was touched by the goalkeeper. Ooh, I think that was an error with Destang. She had the opportunity for a penalty pass or shot with the time winding down, and she opted for the pass as opposed to the shot.
Yes. Perhaps she didn't know. I would like to think she didn't know.
Well, I always say everything in the circle. You want to just confirm.
Convert.
And you go ahead and you take the shot.
Take the shot, yeah.
The whistle would have gone to signal the end of the quarter. It is now halftime, and the score reads 30-19 in favor of the Vincent Jewels. That's a difference of 11. And, of course, they have been just widening and widening their lead some more. Of course, St. Lucia was able to score 8 in this quarter. The Vincent Jewels, they were able to score 12. So they have definitely outscored St. Lucia in this quarter. And when halftime comes along, we just have to wait and see what will happen. Frederick has been tremendous for her team, but so too has been Christopher. That combination between Miller to Davis to Christopher to Frederick has just been superb in terms of the attacking line for St. Vincent.
Yes, it has definitely been working for them, and we can see now with the gap that they've been able to create against St. Lucia. St. Lucia has something working for them as well, but they have to step it up in order for them to, you know, shorten that lead again. So we'll wait and see what they come with at the next half.
Yes, St. Lucia's attacking is good. There is a good combination there between Maxwell and Destang. But of course, the midcourt has to step up some more if they intend to compete with the midcourt for St. Vincent and the Grenadines, which seem to just know each other and everything about each other and are able to pass the ball effectively. The defensive line also for St. Vincent seem to be very well. Charles, she is up to her usual, getting her touches, getting her tips, doing some interceptions. And of course, the defense for St. Lucia, they will have to strategize some more as to what they can do with Christopher and Frederick, because right now they are unstoppable.
I like what you said there about the synergies. You can tell, you know, the teams, they've been working together for years, whereas St. Lucia is a fairly newer team, younger team who haven't had as much play together. So you can tell you know, the defense is the attacking in St. Vincent. They work together. They have that groove going. Whereas in Lucia, you know, they have it, but still having to build it versus just have it from previous years. So definitely looking good. A very good game of netball. I love to see good netball. That's one thing. And we have that here on this court, the Battle of the Saints. Always a good one. The neighbors.
The Battle of the Saints, it definitely is. It is halftime right here in the 5th edition of the ECCB International Netball Series. And of course, at halftime, the score now reads 30-19 in favor of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We will take a break and we will be right back with more action, more coverage right here from St. George, Grenada. It is netball, netball, and more netball.
Netball.
Women of the Caribbean, rising higher. Yeah, yeah. Women of the Caribbean, rising higher. The sky isn't even the limit. Girl power has us all in it. We surely making our mark, shining a light in the dark. Oh, women of the Caribbean, rising higher. Yeah. We've healed the scars, now we're shooting stars, not just here for the ride, moving with decency and pride. Women of the Caribbean, rising higher. Yeah, yeah. Women of the Caribbean, rising higher. The sky isn't even the limit. Girl power has us all in it. We surely making our mark, shining a light in the dark. Oh, women of the Caribbean, rising higher. Yeah. We've healed the scars, now we're shooting stars, not just here for the ride, moving with decency and pride. Women of the Caribbean, rising higher. Yeah, yeah. Women of the Caribbean, rising higher. The sky isn't even the limit. Girl power has us all in it. We surely making our mark, shining a light in the dark. Oh, women of the Caribbean, rising higher. Yeah. We've healed the scars, now we're shooting stars, not just here for the ride, moving with decency and pride. Women of the Caribbean, rising higher. Yeah, yeah. Women of the Caribbean, rising higher. The sky isn't even the limit. Girl power has us all in it. We surely making our mark, shining a light in the dark. Oh,
And we are back with the third quarter, the second half in this matchup between St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the defending champions, and St. Lucia. They would have placed a third last year in this, the fifth ECCB International Netball Series right here in Grenada. At halftime, the score read 30-19 in favor of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Just to give you a quick rundown also, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, with their shooting accuracy from Marion Frederick, would have landed the best shooting team in 2024. Frederick also got the most accurate shooter, but they didn't take everything, because Jeremy Marshall from St. Lucia, she would have gotten the MVP. And right now, St. Lucia, they are in possession, trying to get it to Maxwell. But of course, there is an infringement that's called against Charles for St. Vincent. And so Destang will take the pass, or shot. She takes the pass to the wing attack, looking for Maxwell, but Maxwell was not looking. Maxwell was not looking at all. And now the ball has gone all the way up to St. Vincent's circle. But guess what? It's coming right back down, because Ferdinand, the center, she passes it to the wing attack, then to Maxwell, back to the wing attack. And now Destang, she has the ball. She has an opportunity for a pass or shot. She allows Maxwell to take it, and Maxwell goes for the shot. First point on the board for this quarter, bringing St. Lucia to 20.
Vincent 30.
Lots of changes made by St. Lucia for this quarter.
Yes, we have Joanne coming in there for wing attack. Yeah, I think that's the only change that they have.
Yes, and the center would have moved from wing
on,
attack.
yes, to center. That's right.
Yes. St. Vincent kind of remained the same, except I'm seeing Stevens in at the center. Another turnover there by St. Lucia. So St. Vincent, they get the opportunity to penetrate the Lucian defense, try to get the ball all the way down to Frederick. Stevens come to collect it. She looks for her co-captain. Across, back into the third. Now it's back into the goal third. Stevens has it. She looks at Frederick, gives her the nod, but the pass is not enough for Frederick to hold on to. Goes outside. St. Lucia has it.
Goalkeeper on the line. She finds her goal defense. Back to the goalkeeper, looking for the center, and she finds her wing defense. St. Lucia is moving the ball up there swiftly. She finds her goal attack. Contact on the goal defense. The goal attacker gets an attempt at goal. Will she convert? She does. St. Lucia now 21. SVG still to put some points on the board for this quarter.
St. Lucia has already scored a 2. St. Vincent is still waiting. They're still waiting to get that ball accurately
into their shooter.
They try again. She makes a shot, she misses, but she tries to clean up her rebound, but she gets a call that goes against her, and St. Lucia has it. The petite Destang, she is so fast that as she makes a pass, she is back in the circle, but St. Lucia just cannot hold that ball. Vincent Jewels, goal defense. Pompey, the wing defense. She's looking back to the goal defense. Then she sends it to Christopher. Sends it over to Davis.
Nice touch there by the wing defense.
She tries to get it into Frederick. Wasn't good enough.
The goal defense a little late there.
She was very late.
A little late. So St. Vincent gets that penalty. Attempt at goal. And what will we expect? A conversion.
That's
St.
the first
Vincent
one
is on the board now for the third quarter.
St. Vincent.
And leading by 10.
Off the goal shooter, Frederick. But St. Lucia, they're trying to move real fast to get it into their shooting circle so that they can get a chance. Maxwell has it. She sends it out. She gets it back. Will she take the shot? She does, and it's
she
clean
converts.
straight through
Nice
the circle.
Shot. St. Vincent center pass, center to her wing attack. Back to her goal defense. St. Vincent is in the center circle, trying to make their way up to their goal circle. Center has it. She's looking. She gives a long one to her wing attack into the goal shooter. Again, goal defense a little late there. So an infringement, penalty shot, and she makes it. St. Vincent, 32. St. Lucia, 22. St. Lucia center pass.
10 separates the score between the two teams right now. The goal shooter, Maxwell, she's playing very high in an attempt to give more space in the circle to Destang. And they get an opportunity for a free pass or shot. Don't think they're going to make the same mistake as the end of the last quarter. They go ahead and take the shot, and it's a good one. Stevens for St. Vincent to Pompey, to Christopher. Christopher looks, sends it to Davis. Pompey's got it. She sends Stevens, quick one to Christopher, and a nice swift one over to Frederick. She has no competition in that one, and she's able to convert the goal, bringing it again within 10 for both teams.
Goal defense driving there to that transverse line.
Ooh, a nice tussle there between Destang and the goal defense. Destang is petite, but I tell you, she's very swift. She's very accurate. And she has what they call the happy feet. And the shooting arms, she does have them. That's 24-33.
Co-captain Destang there.
Stevens for St. Vincent. Christopher. She looks, but she says no to Frederick. Davis looks, but she says no again to Frederick. But this time, Christopher takes the chance. Try to send it in. But a touch is made.
Late again, so she got her penalty.
Yes, the goal defense is moving with the touch. It's just that she's a little too late.
A little late, yes.
Got to be quicker on her feet because St. Lucia, they have it, and they're driving straight up. It's looking inside the goal third. She looks to her shooter. Shooter sends it back to the center third. And they will take it behind the transverse line. That's St. Lucia looking at, sends it quick to the Stang. Wing attack. Oh no. The wing attack holds her head because she knows she would have made a mistake. And one that has St. Vincent running away with the ball. Pompey has it. Stevens has it. Long one over to Frederick. Frederick's long arms would have exceeded beyond the goalkeeper, beyond the goal defender. And of course, she's able to make the shot for her team.
St. Vincent send a pass again to their goal attack. Back. They're trying to attack. And a deflection there, but St. Vincent still has possession. Will they convert? Wing attack takes it. She finds her goal attacker who looks in the circle. Can she get it? No contest. And she converts.
36-24 is the score right now. And of course, 12 is the difference. St. Vincent seem to be going further and further away, and Charles is making it even better for them because she would have intercepted the ball just now, which has reached the goal third for St. Vincent. A swift one over to Christopher, but no. Christopher just could not hold on to that one. And so St. Lucia will have the opportunity to bring it down. The wing defense into the center third to the goal defense, to the goal third, now in the goal circle. The Stang has it. She under her happy feet, as well as her good arms. She has led her team now to 25th goal of this matchup. Some changes being made here for St. Vincent. Deschamps comes in at the center, and St. Lucia is also making a change to bring back their original wing attack. Got a chance to rest. Now she's back.
Yes, Felix is wing attack.
How that will work for her team. And already the ball is by Frederick. 37-25.
Quick and easy into the circle for St. Vincent. That was a silly error there by the wing attacker. Let's see. St. Vincent still in possession. All right, Frederick up for the shot, and she converts.
Frederick is really on a roll for her team. This is her team's 38th goal of this matchup. And of course, in this quarter thus far, they would have scored 8. St. Lucia would have scored 6. So already we can see St. Vincent running away. That's the first miss for Frederick, but Christopher is there to clean it up. That's why she wears that bib of GA to assist when Frederick is just not on target. 39th goal, St. Lucia in possession. Oh, that was an error by St. Lucia. Maybe not understanding clearly what happened. St. Vincent took it, and they're running away with it. Already in the circle. Christopher goes up for the shot. Christopher misses. The goalkeeper for St. Lucia, she would have gotten some fingers on it. Oh, Frederick tries a shot that I love the most. Hit it against the goalpost. Get it back in and score. You got to be so good to get that one because you must be on the court when you collect it. So you got to be real quick. And she did just that.
Let's see. And she scores. So St. Vincent is now at 41. St. Lucia still on 25. Let's see. It's their center pass. Let's see if we get a conversion. Intercepted by St. Vincent. St. Vincent will get that again. Attempt again. In to Frederick. And she scores.
That was a nice, sweet, perfect combination right there.
Yes.
Between the attacking line.
Converted.
Yes, absolutely perfect.
Yes. Oh, something happened. Okay, somebody probably did a breaking at the center pass. Free pass to St. Lucia. All right, we have an obstruction call there on the center. St. Lucia gets another opportunity. Goal attack there. Let's see. She gets to go a little closer due to that obstruction from the goal defense. She shoots and she scores. St. Lucia now on 26. They're trailing a lot now, much more now.
The score
they
margin.
will really have to pick it up if they're looking to do any cleanup here. And this is the time. During the third quarter, it's no time waiting on the last quarter. That's when you're almost all burnt out.
That is correct. The fourth quarter is when your body says no more.
And you have
but
to
then
push
you
through.
have to just push through and tell your body, yes, I have to do some more.
I have to do what my training has taught me to do.
St. Vincent is on the gas. They're running away with it. St. Lucia right now is trying to play catch up.
Right,
but
and clean it up.
They can do just that from the mid-court section and get it down. Then they are in trouble.
That's
because St. Vincent
first phase pass instead of waiting until it gets to the circle.
St. Vincent would have scored their 43rd goal.
Oh, nice entry pass there to the goal shooter. Beaten. Both defenders beaten. St. Lucia converts 28. St. Vincent center pass. 2 wing attack. We got a little push there, I think. Center 2-goal attack. Back to the goal defense. Wing attack. They're in the center circle. Center third, sorry. Oh, she tried to come around, but she was a little too late as well. And Frederick converts. St. Vincent's 44 and St. Lucia 28.
16 is now the score margin between these teams. At the end of the first quarter, it was 7. At the end of the second quarter, it was 11. Already the third quarter still has a little bit time still to go, and it is already 16. But Maxwell is trying to reduce it by scoring her goals, her team's 29th goal. And now the lead is 15 with St. Vincent, with possession. Pompey will take that free pass for her team. She sends it to Deschamps, who sends a long one into Christopher. Christopher was able to hold it. But on the pass to Davis, it was touched out of court. Davis will inbound. Over to Frederick. Ooh, Frederick did not hold that one strong enough. Touched out of her hands by the defender. Now St. Lucia is coming down, and they are coming down quickly. The center to the wing attack. The center sends it straight to Maxwell. Maxwell looked for the stang, but not happy, so she sends it back to the wing attack, to the goal defense. She looks, tried to send it to Maxwell, but that was just too high, especially having those two tall defenders from St. Vincent in the circle. And now St. Vincent, they're on the move. Christopher.
St. Lucia's attack has to connect a little better for them to convert. They're having a little bit of a challenge there.
Yes, they are.
Ooh. Okay, so both teams are having a bit of a squabble. Everybody has to recollect themselves.
Frederick was just double teamed there by St. Lucia. So it was an opportunity for Christopher to come around and her team to play her instead of trying to send it high to Frederick. But that's gone. And what is happening now is that St. Lucia had possession. But there goes the time. End of the third quarter. The score is 44-29. St. Vincent is ahead. And they are moving because the score is 15 goals that separates both the teams. St. Vincent is saying, no, we need to finish this right now. But St. Lucia, whilst they're trying on the attacking end, the midcourt and the defensive line really has some work to do in order to see how closely they can get. They still have 15 minutes, and they have an opportunity to reduce the score. Not sure if they can come back from it just yet, but they have an opportunity to reduce it. So let's see what they will do.
Going to do.
But
will they make any changes?
As a coach of St. Lucia, what would you be telling your team right now, Safia?
So for me, I feel like they're attacking the St. Vincent attacking team has it very smooth, so they have to do some things to turn that around, change that around, give them a little bit of harder work to do. It's just going a bit too smoothly for the St. Vincent attackers, and so as you can see, they're running away with the score. So they have to lock that down. To me, the defense has to come in the first phase. As soon as that first center pass, that's where you have to put the pressure, because once it gets into the hands of Frederick, it's a conversion. So they can't wait until the goal circle to be trying to get the defenders to do all the work. The midcourt has to put the pressure at the center pass so that St. Lucia can now try to convert some of St. Vincent's center passes.
And you are correct indeed, because the attacking end, Destang, she is working. Maxwell, she is working.
Yes.
But of course, we need to see more touches, and touches that can be effective from the defensive line for St. Lucia. Get it into that midcourt and get it down. And just as you said, the pressure, especially when the center pass belongs to St. Vincent, has to come in the midcourt from St. Lucia.
It has to come early.
If they cannot get it there, and that ball reaches Frederick, the likelihood of Frederick scoring is 99.99%.
Too high.
So we don't want that. If you don't want that, you must pressure it from there.
First phase. Another thing too is St. Lucia, I noticed having a little bit of issues with connecting from the center court to the shooters. So the wing attack, the center have to offer more options to the shooters to be able to have some attempts at goal. Right now we're seeing a bit of fumbling there in the goal third, not necessarily always getting into the goal circle. So they have to tighten that up if they want to clean up that score a little bit, get it a little closer. And of course, ultimately, if they want to win, they would have to do a lot better than what they're doing right now.
Now, if you are Natasha Baptiste, the coach for St. Vincent and the Grenadines, what would you be telling your team right now, knowing they have big matchups coming? What would you be telling them as it relates to this game that they're playing, final 15 minutes?
Well, if I was the coach, I would be telling them to keep putting on the pressure, using what is working and throwing out what isn't. I think there were a couple of fumbles in the circle that wasn't happening in the other quarters. Just in this third quarter, I noticed it. So definitely cleaning that up and going back to the original game, the game where they had the most. This was the quarter with the most goals for St. Vincent. So they did do well, but they looked like they were cleaner in some of the other ones. So definitely just keeping the pressure, pushing harder, maintaining the lead is what I'd be telling them. Hey, if St. Lucia comes back from that, that's a lot to come back from. So basically just keeping the pressure, maintaining what they have, and of course, just because they'll want to make the victory felt, of course, ponging on hard as you can go in your final quarter.
Well, St. Lucia would have scored 11 in the first quarter to St. Vincent's 18, St. Lucia 19, that's 8 rather, in the second quarter to 12 by St. Vincent. And of course, in the third quarter, St. Lucia would have scored 10 and St. Vincent would have scored 14. Let's see what the fourth quarter brings, because it is a matchup between St. Vincent, the Vincent Jewels, and St. Lucia, the Piton Sparks, in this, the 5th ECCB International Netball Series right here in St. George, Grenada. And the whistle has been blown. St. Lucia has the center pass straight to Destang, to the wing attack, back to Destang. She hears a whistle. She's confused as to what exactly is happening. The umpire would have made a call.
Yeah, the whistle is getting a little confusing, I think, for the two courts, right? Because earlier in the game, Destang did the same thing. She dropped the ball. She thought there was a call.
I always say just keep
playing
the
playing
ball
until they blow you down, right?
Let them blow,
they must blow you. They will blow you back.
Exactly. That is a goal for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So Frederick would have converted the center pass for St. Lucia, and now they have possession of their center pass. Davis, she looks. She couldn't find anyone, so she just sends it straight in. And guess what? Frederick was there to clean it up.
And convert.
That's their 46th goal.
All right, St. Vincent 2 on the board. St. Lucia none so far for this quarter. Will they convert this one? They're in their goal circle. Maxwell attempts, and she scores a long one. Good shot there.
First one on the board for St. Lucia. St. Vincent's center pass. She goes to Christopher. Christopher looks again for Deschang. Deschang looks at Frederick, but she's not happy. But Davis gets it. And she knows exactly how to pass it to make it just perfect for Frederick to capture. And St. Lucia, now they're going. The score separated by 17 goals, 47 to 30. Ball
Turnover
goes.
there by St. Lucia, throwing to St. Vincent.
Charles
the attackers
score.
just couldn't keep their hands on that. Oh, another turnover from St. Vincent. So now possession by St. Lucia, the center, sends to the goal defense, who gets to a wing attack, but she too is unable. Okay, she's okay. To her goal attack, to the center, into the goal shooter, who looks long to her wing attack. The goal attack is begging for the ball. She doesn't get it. Goes outside. And turnover, St. Vincent possession. She doesn't see anyone, so
I think the
call
body
by the umpire over there
is wearing down for both teams right now.
Absolutely. They've been playing very hard.
And as opposed to still trying to play at the same pace you have been playing for the first, the second, and the third quarter, probably just slow it down a little bit.
Might help.
Take your time.
Play smart, not hard, right?
Play smart. Come for the ball.
Correct. Yes,
Don't be overrunning. But St. Vincent, no need to tell them that, because they are playing their game. And of course, Christopher, who has the ball, she has an opportunity to pass her shot, and she gives it to Frederick because she knows Frederick will make it just perfect for them. But St. Lucia, let's see if they can bring it down to their team.
Infringement call there in the center third. Wing defense takes it to her center, onto a goal attack, who asks for it again. She finds her shooter. She attempts for a goal, and she scores. That's Maxwell holding the team together, getting some points on the board.
3 points up for St. Lucia in this quarter. 4 points for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I wonder if they will be able to outscore themselves for the previous quarter. Frederick goes up, she gets another miss. And St. Lucia, they are taking their time, trying to make sure the pass effectively gets down to their shooter. Maxwell is giving instructions where she wants the ball. Destang takes it, she sends it back out to get closer. She goes up, no, she makes that blind pass to Maxwell. Maxwell goes up, and this is what you call patience.
Yep.
This is what you call smart playing.
And that was St. Vincent center pass. So they
yes, it was. St. Lucia has it.
Oh, wing attack was looking for people there on her one leg.
The Stang has it. She does her usual of trying to get closer to the pole. But the wing attack was not able to hold on to this one. Seemed to have been a lot of turnovers from the wing attack for St. Lucia since the start of the quarter.
Interception there by the center. Wasn't able to hold it, so St. Vincent still has possession. The goal defense takes it to her wing defense. Oh, center touches again, but unable to hold it. Good touch there, center. St. Vincent still in possession.
Wow will take it. She
Oh,
tries to send
defense
it.
there by goal attacker. Oh, will she convert her stellar steal?
The goal attack goes up.
And she does.
She scores,
Good work there, Captain Destang, co-captain Destang.
bringing another point on the board for St. Lucia. St. Vincent, they has it. Frederick has come out of the circle to help her team. The center, she's looking. She finds Davis, finds Christopher. Tries to get it back to Davis. But of course, there's an infringement called against the wing defense for St. Lucia. A quick one in from Davis to Frederick. And Frederick converts, giving her team the 49th goal of this matchup, with St. Lucia now taking the center pass. The goal attack is running. The center now has it. The umpire makes a call, which is an infringement against Quao of St. Vincent. Maxwell has it within the shooting circle. She passes it out with the opportunity for Destang to get it. Destang goes up over the arms of Charles, but it is not good. The ball goes out of court.
St. Lucia still in
Lucia
possession.
has another chance. A long one
To a wing attack.
across the court
Out of court.
to the wing attack. Not able to hold it. Quao gets a touch outside. The wing attack sends it into Maxwell. Maxwell this time will not give Destang. She takes a shot, misses. Destang, nice pass in to Maxwell. And
Who
Maxwell
converts.
finishes that one off. It was a long one, but they finally got it. St. Vincent again, they're running. Frederick is now coming out of the circle to help her team. I think it's a strategy so she can come out and allow Christopher to get in quickly. But St. Lucia is reading that play, and they've intercepted, bringing the ball all the
brilliant
way
shot
down.
there, Destang.
And they are able to score another one on the board.
St. Lucia center pass into
Score.
the goal defense.
49-36 in favor of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Halfway within this quarter, St. Lucia has possession. The Stang is going to the back door, but no one's seen her. She now comes on top, bends her knees, flips her wrist. It didn't go in. She gets another opportunity, but she gives it up to Maxwell. She goes up, and she misses also, but Destang is there to clean it up. And Destang scores this time on the next attempt. These teams seem to be taking many shots at goal, as opposed to the other quarters when one shot resulted in a goal. This time it is more 1 of 3, 1 of 2, 1 of 4. A long one into Frederick from the center third. And she does what she does best.
Converts. So that brings St. Vincent to half a century, 50, and St. Lucia 37.
13 goals separate these two teams. Destang, she's still playing. She's trying to get closer to the pole. Charles is there, but Charles is a little too close, and so she has to stand out of play. And Destang makes use of the opportunity that Charles cannot do anything right now.
St. Vincent center pass. Wing attack has it. She does a long one onto Fredericks, who catches it superbly, and she finishes. 51 for St. Vincent, 38 St. Lucia. And we have a rollover here. Some changes are going on. Center change.
Yeah, the original center, which is Miller. She was a starting center for St. Vincent. She got some rest. So now she is back in.
Out of court there by St. Vincent. St. Lucia again, attempt at goal. Will they convert? Wing attack gets it. Something called there from the umpire.
No,
Maybe she
would have
mashed
touched
the
that
line.
Pompey.
That's an expensive mistake at that point.
St. Vincent's running down. That was a low one by Quao to send to Frederick. It was just too low. And the goalkeeper of St. Lucia would have gotten a touch. St. Lucia has it. The center sends it quickly to Destang. Destang's looking. She can't find anyone. But St. Lucia will get it back.
Obstruction there
Yes,
from the
yes.
center of St. Vincent into the goal attack. Who's not ready, so she looks back at her center. I think a call was made. Yes. Center gets it into her shooter, who converts. Maxwell brings St. Lucia to 39, St. Vincent 51.
Changes again for St. Lucia. St. Vincent's center pass. A new wing defense enters the court.
Yes, Wilson is on court.
Christopher has the ball. She looks ahead. She's not happy, so she passes it to Davis. Davis sends it to Miller. Miller back to Davis. They're being patient because Frederick is being double teamed, but now they send it over. And Frederick, she does what she loves the most, scoring these goals for her team. 39, 52. St. Lucia.
Possession, wing attack, down to goal defense. Who goes to goal attack? And into the shooter, who attempts that goal, and she makes the long shot. Maxwell brings her team to 40, St. Vincent 52. St. Vincent sent pass.
Miller tries to make a secret-looking one there to Christopher. Quao sends it back to Miller. Ooh! Miller made a quick mistake right there, and St. Lucia's running away with it.
Capitalized. Will they convert? Into Maxwell, who goes for goal, and she scores. That was a nice shot.
That was a clean shot by Maxwell, and that was a center pass off St. Vincent. And now St. Lucia, they have it, and they're looking to forge ahead again. This time to Maxwell, she gets it. Ooh, that looked like she actually ran with the ball as opposed to doing a 1-2. But needless to say, St. Lucia still has the ball. They go up, and they score. 42, 52, 10 is the difference. Davis had the ball, an infringement called on St. Lucia. So Quao will take it with the wing defense being out of play. She sends it to Davis. Davis looks to Frederick and gets the nod. So Frederick gets that ball, and she scores. Just to let you know that the game is being controlled by umpires Dave Brown, and Latricia Busby. They are the ones in charge of this game, ensuring that the players, they are on their P's and Q's, following the rules of the game and having fair competition. And right now, St. Vincent.
Looking, she could, okay, she found her wing attack.
Miller to Christopher. And that is exactly what St. Vincent needs to do. Play by themselves and to Christopher until they can get the clearance to Frederick. Because right now, St. Lucia is double teaming Frederick. Davis. Christopher, she looks, but she says no. Sends it back to Quao. Davis, Miller. Davis. She looks, but she's still not comfortable. Sends it across to Miller. Gets the nod from Frederick, but the ball was just a little bit too low. Yep. Gotta give it that accurate, as I say, give it that gradient that will allow it to fall perfectly into the shooter's hands. St. Lucia. Maxwell is out of the circle, giving all the space to Destang, who bends her knees so perfectly.
Nice shot there.
And makes
nothing
the goal
but net.
Look so good. 11 was the difference in their score last year. And right now, the difference is 11. Will they be able to maintain that
bad
difference?
Pass there by the wing attack.
Or will there be a change?
Turnover, throw in Vincent. And the goalkeeper has it.
Let's see what happens. Miller of St. Vincent across to Christopher. Back to Davis. Miller again. Ooh, a nice stop at the circle to Christopher, who sees that Frederick is open. Bounce it. And Frederick just makes it so easy.
We have an injury there. A change for
Kwao
an
is
injury.
out of the wing defense position, and Pompey comes back in. And as she's in, she gets that center pass for her team. Sends it across. Now Christopher has it. She gives it to Miller. Davis. Back to Christopher. Christopher looks at Frederick, but no. Plays it to Miller and gets herself close to the pole. She will get a penalty pass or shot because, of course, the distance taken by the goalkeeper was not accurate. And St. Vincent brings the score to 56-43. 13,
Yep.
the difference.
Yep. Ooh. Maxwell tried to do a swift one there into their stand, but it didn't connect. Turnover. Throw into St. Vincent.
Charles from St. Vincent will take this throw in. I doubt there's much time remaining in this game. The goal defense has it. Goes to Miller. Miller looks to send it to Pompey. That was a lucky catch. Back to Miller. Miller looks ahead. She's not comfortable yet. She sends it back to Pompey. Then to Christopher. And Christopher just sends it straight to Frederick. But of course, a hit from behind by the goalkeeper of St. Lucia means that Frederick will get a free pass or shot. She takes the shot. The whistle blows. The game is over. The score, 57-43. 14 is the difference between these teams. And St. Vincent, they continue their winning streak. No disturbance, no opposition, because they've made a statement that we are here to stay. We are here to win. And that is exactly what we are going to do.
That's in Lucia's first loss today as well, right? They were also winning all their games, and this is their first loss. So definitely they have to go back to the drawing boards. They have some hard games coming. I think St. Vincent has cleared most of, well, they have one more hard game, right? Grenada, the last game, right?
Yes, a couple more games to go for both these teams. And
Right.
I'm sure as St. Lucia, what would you say as the coach of St. Lucia in terms of their team's performance today and going forward? Because any loss, of course, would hamper or dampen the spirit of a team. So what would you say right now as a coach of St. Lucia to team St. Lucia?
I would say, you know, I was very happy about the start. They came out strong. The start was really good. Unfortunately, there were quite a few unforced errors, quite a few, you know, silly mistakes, I want to say, for want of a better word. So once, you know, go back to the drawing board, check on these, tighten it up, they should be good for upcoming matches.
And as the coach for St. Vincent and the Grenadines, what would you say?
St. Vincent, of course, I would say, you know, this is undefeated, have won all the games that we've played so far, and you just have to keep that momentum going into the upcoming games. You know, it's good to be on top. You just have to maintain that level, keep giving the pressure, and, you know, undoubtedly they should retain their championship.
Yes, I agree with you. I do think that St. Vincent is on a roll right now, and based on how they have been going, they have made their statement, and they are setting the trend. They are setting the trend as it relates to being able to effectively perform and retain their title. But of course, St. Lucia, a good game from them. They would have been able to put up a fight against St. Vincent, but it was not successful. And of course, we expect them to come back. We're going to have a quick talk right now with a representative from Team St. Vincent. And of course, just quick question, we're not going to hold you up a bit. What was your plan like coming into this game? I know you would have faced St. Lucia last year. The score was very close. But of course, coming in, knowing that they hadn't lost just yet, and they're coming for you, what was your team's strategy in coming into this game?
My team's strategy was for us to come stronger than last year. A little bit more changes in strategies, not to come with the same, because obviously they would come much harder. But we planned on sticking with the good mindset, a more focused mindset, so that we can be able to conquer them in the end and right through.
Okay, great. And when as the game was going on, you seem to have been neck to neck in the first quarter. You took it a little bit ahead. Then, of course, the second quarter, you stepped a little bit more on the gas. The third quarter, you accelerated even more. And for the fourth quarter, what was the mindset? Because I'm sure by then the fatigue was setting in. The body was saying, I can't go anymore. So what exactly was the mindset of your team at that time? And the coach, what was she telling you?
The team's mindset was for us to take it down a bit so that we to and cause any sort of injury during the process of winning. So we turned our game down a bit, safe passes for us to make it like a better play until the end.
Wonderful. And one more question, I'm going to put you on the spot. Your game on Sunday. How do you feel about that game? Any predictions?
We're going to win. We're good. I'm good.
Thank you so very much, my dear. All the best in the rest of the tournament, and congratulations to you and your team.
Thank you.
Wonderful. So Team St. Vincent there, they would have won this matchup against Team St. Lucia. It was an awesome game. Of course, their top shooter, Frederick, she was on target as she always is, and she would have led her team to that win. We now have a representative from Team St. Lucia, Pitt and Sparks. How are you guys feeling? I know this is your first loss. What was your preparation like, though, coming into the game, knowing that St. Vincent would have been on a winning streak just as yourself, and this is a game that either of you would now record your first loss?
Well, we just had to make sure we warm up properly, and our coach gave us a nice talk about like we can win the game if we put our best foot forward. And we all spoke about what we had to do, what we had to improve from our last games. And it was a hard match, but I think we fought well.
Wonderful. And as the time went on, the lead by St. Vincent started widening. What was the coach telling you at that time? Because I'm sure by then the mindset is all over the place. What can we do differently to start counteracting?
Well, she just made sure we were aware of the unforced errors we were giving during the game, simple errors we were making, so she just highlighted that and made sure to tell us, like, calm down and stop the errors. But I think in the last quarter we kind of closed on the lead a little bit, but yeah.
All right. I think that your attacking end was superb, but at times, for some reason, they were just not seeing Maxwell and Destang that well. And the pressure from the mid-court, I think, would have needed a little bit more on St. Vincent's end. Was there anything specific to the mid-court that the coach was telling you?
Well, just go hard and just keep up the flow. With the center passes, you have to come forward. In terms of the circle, they were double marking Coach Shem, so that's why we couldn't get her all the time. But all we had to do was just make sure the pass was precise, and that's all.
Thank you so very much, my dear. I will allow you now to go cool down, and all the best for the rest of your matches.
Thank you.
So there we have it. It's the end of the game between St. Vincent and the Grenadines and St. Lucia. St. Vincent, victors in this game. They continue their winning streak. And of course, St. Lucia, the Pitt and Sparks, they would have recorded their first loss. That's a wrap, guys. Thank you so very much for joining us, whether it is ABS in Antigua and Barbuda, or whether it is ZIZ or WPG10. We thank you so very much for joining us. ECCB Connect Facebook and YouTube page. You can catch all the games right there. We have another interesting game coming up. Home team, the Spice Girls, they are going to take on invitees Cayman Islands, who have been on a roll, and they're here to make a statement. So don't go anywhere. Just get your water, get your popcorn, come right back, and let's have some good, wonderful netball action. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a good evening.
Moving with decency and pride. Women of the Caribbean, rising higher. Yeah, yeah. Women of the Caribbean, rising higher. The sky isn't even the limit. Girl power has us all in it. We surely making our mark, shining a light in the dark. Oh.